It began with a sound that no one inside that old abandoned house could ignore. A sharp, desperate bark that echoed against the cracked tiles of the bathroom, making the silence even heavier. Officer Daniels had been through dozens of raids in his career, but he had never seen his partner Rex, the loyal canine, react this way. Rex's muscles were tense, his sharp teeth bared, and his bark carried something deeper than warning. It carried urgency, fear, and a plea for attention. Everyone in the room froze, their eyes darting toward the direction of Rex's gaze. The toilet. It seemed absurd at first. Why would a dog be barking at a toilet? But Rex didn't stop. His paws scratched against the floor, his growl deepened, and his eyes never left that spot. What happened next left the entire police unit and the family standing behind them, completely stunned. Before I take you further into this emotional and heart-stopping journey, let me pause for just one moment. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the loyalty of animals that often see what we can't, then please like this video, leave a comment, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel, Pawsitive Tales. Every bit of your support helps us bring more real, powerful stories to life. The old bathroom smelled of mildew and abandonment. The broken window let in streaks of dull grey light, casting long shadows on the walls. Officer Daniels slowly lifted the lid of the toilet tank, expecting nothing more than rusted pipes or stagnant water. But the moment the lid shifted, the truth revealed itself in the most heartbreaking way. Inside, shivering and terrified, was a tiny, malnourished puppy, its wet fur clinging to its fragile body. The officers gasped, and the woman who owned the house covered her mouth in horror. No one had expected this. A living creature had been cruelly trapped in darkness, without food or air, abandoned where no one would ever think to look. Only Rex, with his unyielding instincts, had known the truth. Officer Daniels carefully lifted the trembling pup from the tank. Its body was frail, ribs visible, and its eyes were filled with fear and confusion. Daniels felt his throat tighten. He could barely imagine the kind of pain this helpless creature had endured. Rex, who had been barking moments ago, immediately softened. He lowered his head, gently sniffed the pup, and let out a quiet whine as if promising safety. The entire room went silent, except for the sound of the puppy's weak breathing. It was a moment that cut through the hardest of hearts. Even the officers, trained to deal with tragedy and crime, felt tears welling in their eyes. The investigation revealed the darker truth. The family who lived in that house had left in a hurry, abandoning much of their belongings, but someone had intentionally hidden the puppy inside that toilet tank. Whether it was out of cruelty or to conceal it from discovery, no one knew. But what mattered most was that the pup was alive and had been found just in time. Rex had saved another life, not through brute force, but through his ability to sense life even in the bleakest of places. The next few days became a struggle between hope and despair. The little puppy, now named Hope by the officers, was rushed to the veterinary hospital. She was dangerously weak, suffering from dehydration, and her small body bore scars of neglect. Daniels visited her every day after his shift, sitting by the kennel, whispering encouragement as Rex lay beside him, watching protectively. Many doubted whether Hope would survive, but Daniels refused to give up. He had seen too much loss in his career, and he couldn't bear to lose her too. For him, saving Hope became more than a duty. It became a personal mission, a fight against the cruelty he witnessed too often. Weeks passed, and slowly, miraculously, Hope began to heal. She started eating again, wagging her tiny tail when Rex came near, and even learning to trust Daniel's gentle hands. The bond between the three of them grew stronger with each passing day. Rex, who had once barked with desperation, now played softly with her, as if showing her that the world could be kind. Daniels, hardened by years of service, found himself softened by the unconditional love of these two dogs. One, a seasoned protector. The other, a fragile survivor learning to live again. As Hope regained her strength, Word of her rescue spread across the community. People were shocked, angered, but also deeply moved. Neighbors, strangers, and even children brought small gifts, blankets, and food for the pup. It was as if this one little life, pulled from such a dark place, had sparked a light in everyone's heart. The police department received hundreds of letters praising Rex's instincts and Daniel's determination. And through it all, hope became a symbol not of cruelty, but of resilience, survival, and the power of compassion. Months later, Hope was officially adopted, not by a stranger, but by Officer Daniels himself. She became part of his family, growing up under the watchful care of Rex, who never once let her out of his sight. Together, they became a trio that inspired not only their department, but everyone who heard their story. Hope, once hidden in the shadows of neglect, now ran freely in the sunlight, her tail wagging with joy. She had gone from a victim of cruelty to a beacon of second chances, all because one canine refused to ignore a bark that others might have dismissed. If this story has touched your heart, even just a little, please take a moment to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to Pawsitive Tales. Your support helps keep stories of hope, kindness, and loyalty alive. Special request to comment. What do you believe was going through Rex's mind when he wouldn't stop barking at that toilet? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective.